iDiski Times, now available in stores around the country for only R3.50.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. Kaizer Chiefs 1, Wydad Casablanca 0. CAF Champions League game number 5. One more game to play for Kaizer Chiefs against Horoya, and that's a must-win. 2 red cards for Kaizer Chiefs. They still won. Good header by Bernard Parker. It could have been a shot. He could have given it himself a chance to hit it with any of his 2 feet, but he chose the head, and that was a good choice. Well done to Kaizer Chiefs and Bernard Parker as well. Orlando Pirates legend Joseph Makhanya almost won the league with Swallows. They lost it last minute. They lost it last minute. That's why. Decent game. There's World Sports Betting, there's bookmakers, and they actually thought Wydad were going to lose by a huge margin. Yeah. If you had $100 and you put it on Chiefs, you were only going to win a 25 rand back. But if you took your $100 and put it on Wydad Casablanca, you were going to get 700. That's how much they thought Wydad was weak, because it was a B team. But the way they played, they could have won the game if maybe they had 2 players from their A team. Otherwise, your summary of the game, the way they dealt with Nurkovic, the way Wydad played, it didn't show Uguti they were, it was a dead rubber. You even said Uguti they are professional. They take games seriously, even though they've already qualified. What do you make of their fighting spirit as well?
Yeah, true that. Greetings to my viewers. Hoping they continue supporting iDiskiTV. Yeah, for sure. I think it was a good professional performance from Kaizer Chiefs and also from Wydad. On the side of Kaizer Chiefs, they needed to win so badly. System that they deployed, you could see with Basamucala 4-5-1, but 4-5-1 not inclusive defensive midfield. So, but they had Uplom sitting with Upaka, no label, then Nurkovic Pambili, which I felt with the first half. Wydad, because of Wydad did. From which from Mazua Chief they showed powers right in terms of ball rotation. About all they wanted to do is to get that goal and make sure they win a match. So it boils down foot nagu coach Uti. I mean, more coach now. One thing that you need to understand is the type of players that you have and how to make them tick. So he has seen Uti, I don't have that quality that I'm looking for currently, so I need to make things work with the current crop of players that I'm having. So hence I must information our deploy. So not nice to watch at times, but at the end of the day, they always trying to give for the past 2 games they are trying to give a decent performance in terms of result, getting scraped through those results and making sure with at least we giving a performance right. So more bigger game and I'm from first half with Ulebo, with Ungobo, no Parker, it showed Uti Begafuna Wateka, even though whenever we are good defensive, it meant Uti they also needed to do a defensive duty. So which I felt they did them very well, especially Parker, because of always as much as Simas will strike up, but whenever he's been deployed, we position in middle field also he gives 100%, which is something that we need to commend Futi. That's what we do as a professional player and show these youngsters that professionalism, what is all about. As much as sometimes he doesn't score a lot of goals, but we expect him to score a lot of goals, create, but whenever he doesn't do those things, he still gives you 100% in terms of professionalism. So, second half, they had like going towards the first half, they had a situation Akpeyi, which I felt it almost changed the complexion of the game, especially for the Chiefs. Sometimes, if football is a game of moment, one moment can lead into a situation whereby a match. So, which is something we thought it was gonna happen because of the way. Yes, at that point, because of at the end of the day, it was, I feel like at that level, it was a schoolboy era from Daniel Akpeyi, because of you need to know your way about, because of there was not that much of a danger. Quick footwork, in your wheel mover, you are shuffle, bambi pola, all is clear. So I felt he panicked, he didn't know where he was, only to find that he saw a line, so he tried to recuperate the situation, but it was already late, and the referee gave a good call because of automatically there was a player with that was facing a Amapal. It meant if I go league, it meant the player below so scoring opportunity. So right call for from the referee. So, but we all thought, Chiefs they won't win this match at that point. So they became persistent, especially in a diagonal ball. At the end of the day, you can see with the Okoji. He knows the quality that he has, so he's trying to program the very same quality. But that is why sometimes it's hard to watch Kaizer Chiefs. We are always looking for a bowler that's entertaining, but they're not really imposing themselves, especially opponent in terms of creating opportunities. So all the time they will always look for those diagonal balls. So only to find that as soon as Nama I thought he was supposed to use his foot, only to use his header, and it shows all the great decision, also the quality of the goal and experience also from his side, because of it was a difficult ball to score, especially first time. Yeah, so even me, I thought he was going, he took a wrong decision. Only to find it.
Me too. I thought at that point, to allow it to go down and you hit it on a volley, or you take a first touch, but he did the right thing at that moment. I thought it was a wrong decision. Let's have a look at Wydad Casablanca. You playing, well, give or take, we cannot count Redcard yesterday because it was already 3 minutes left, but fighting spirited Chiefs, and maybe some of the decision, I mean, we had debates from within ourselves. I could understand why Gavin Hunt is putting defenders, because if he puts Kama Billiard, you needed people behind the ball at the point. And they even scored that goal by shorter. So you hang on to whatever you have. How did Wydad Casablanca deal with that? Now, were you happy with Gavin Hunt's substitutions?
Yeah, at the end of the day, sometimes we always argue about the only way sometimes you the way you defender is to keep possession, but at that time he saw numerically but disadvantage, so he deployed the situation with us and let me close down, or especially what he did, uzame ukvala phakathi la and force them to go wide, knowing ukuthi as much as they go wide, they will be forced to hit in those crosses and diagonal balls, and from their side, they were whipping in good balls, but nobody was getting on the end of it. Sure. Yeah, and then again, the way Bigayenza ngakona, he made sure he pushes Wydad Kuma side, and also I felt Wydad they couldn't be creative, especially kuma areas are wide. So they always wanted la middle, which is something Uplom no Parker. They closed the midfield very well. They closed the midfield well, pushing Wydad to Emma-Saitin. So Wydad, I felt as much as they were going wide, there was no one who was getting because of the whipping in good balls. There was no one to get onto the end of Lamapolo. So Maui Pega, from a tactical point of view, from a coach, I think it was a good call, because of at the end of the day, you need to know the quality that we have, especially at your disposal. So, which is something he's lacking. Because of also in the first half, Magakipo Manyama, I felt he could have left Manyama because of his experience, and also you need equality to be like maybe sacrifice maybe Mashiane and still deploy a situation and still because of it's not a situation. It Chiefs are penetrated from Emma-Saitin. They always using weak backs in terms of offense. So it meant Begangasa need Mashian instead of Beganid or Manya, because of I felt Manyama Ike Michael, he was imposing himself, especially because of that's what you need from Abu Manyama. All right,
so looking forward, minus Nurkovic in Guinea, as we wrap up the video. Last question. Minus Nurkovic in Guinea. On the goals, minus Akpeyi, but you still have Kune, which is an improvement. How do you deal with that, and how do you see that in essence? I mean, it's going to be a difficult one. Chiefs are struggling to score goals. They score one here and there, but how do you see it panning out for them? Do you give them an opportunity to qualify for the quarterfinals?
Yeah, Horoya, if you look at the Horoya now, they are not that dangerous, but at home. So it boils down to who wants it most, because at the end of the day, it doesn't necessarily become a game in Jekpela, a technicality, a game, but it also boils down to the heart as well. What is it that you are putting, or what is it that you are willing to sacrifice, especially for your team? So it goes back to Lento Leuti, because we've seen a situation in Sudan, Bafana, one team lacking a technical ability, the other one putting the heart, but the heart won. So I think it's going to be that situation whereby if ever Chiefs want it that much, they need to go and get it a Horoya, so which is a difficult assignment for a Chiefs party. I feel good, okay, Nurkovic out, it means he's going to go up front on Castro, so meaning still deploy the very same tactics as look at our deployer and make sure that he's got the target man. So, but in terms of Nurkovic, what he gives you, ile hustling and bustling, and defenders and making sure that at least he puts and accommodate other players into play, which is something that Castro sometimes he fails into doing that because of he's a bit of a finisher more than he's box orientated, so he doesn't bring other players into play. He wants to finish what other players are starting, so it's going to be a dicey situation. So but it boils down to who wants it most.
All right, so there you go. Kaizer Chiefs must win in Horoya. 2 red cards today, but they still won. Well done. iDiskiTimes.co.za, iDiskiTV on Facebook as well. 100,000 followers. Thank you so much. WSB.co.za. Thank you very much for watching our video.